June 28th brings the new moon in Cancer. This is going to be a time where there may be a lot of energy and thought around financial matters, but also with that Cancer energy, you may be feeling a little more emotional and sentimental. So here are a few ideas for how to tap into the energy of this Cancer new moon. First up, as I mentioned, this new moon in June is going to be having a lot of energy around financial matters. Let's be honest, that kind of makes a lot of sense right now because it can feel like a little bit of doom scrolling right now when we read about the issues around inflation and how everyone is really starting to notice their grocery budget is changing. So this new moon invites us to pause and to take a breath and to just go over and look at our budget. I think this is wonderful that the new moon is inviting us to take a break and just not ignore it. Let's look at our financial matters and maybe we have to make some adjustments to our budget. One of the things you may want to do is look ahead about 6 months forward and see where you may want to be financially for that time. Perhaps you want to have a certain amount saved, or you just really want to make a budget that at this time is going for 6 months forward to see how this new budget impacts and works in your life. This is also a wonderful time for maybe considering a cottage industry you may want to start out of your apartment or home. What's something you'd like to do to maybe make some extra money on the side if that's something that speaks to you. So these are ideas for really tapping into some of that financial energy that's around the new moon and also giving us that pause to not overreact, not doom scroll about these issues, and just take some time to really look at them and find some practical ways to help us feel better about our own personal financial situation. Another thing that can be wonderful to do at this new moon is to stop and make some time to do a meditation that allows yourself to just return to yourself, breathe, and find some grounding. Again, that's related to a lot of the energy that's going around. It can just feel really negative right now, and you may just want to be able to ground yourself before you start to look at some of these financial matters. And with this Cancer energy, you may be feeling a little more emotional and maybe a little more emotional around some of these financial issues. And this moon is inviting us to just, again, pause, ground ourselves, and just try to look at how we can move forward in a more comfortable way. And by doing these things, it's really trying to help us to sleep better and move forward in a way that we have more knowledge about what's going on in our own lives. But also with some of that emotional energy, you may be feeling like you want to cuddle up a bit more. So why not make some space to have a snuggle fest with someone in your life who you really like to snuggle with? Perhaps you may want to have a romantic movie night to lean into some of that energy of the emotions that are going around at this time and just sort of let your heart fill with glee as you watch movies that really make you feel happy as you snuggle close to one that you love. So again, this new moon in June is bringing us the opportunity to look at our financial matters and to also tune into our heart at the same time. I hope that these ideas inspired you to do something that works in your life to honor some of the energy going around this June new moon. Thanks so much for spending time with Gently Being.